What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Extra Yard. We have not been on for a while. You have no one to blame but Juan for that. It's all Juan's fault. Don't even ask questions. It was nothing about me and Kai being busy. It was just Juan. Like,
there was too much One Piece going on. It was just
get your stuff
crazy.
together, bro. Like, come on. What's going on? Has there been a lot of Dolphins news? I wouldn't say it's been crazy, right? It's the offseason. Everybody's chilling.
There's been a lot of
That's how it
clickbait.
goes. There has been a lot of clickbait. They put up a name and say they're
Actual
limping,
clickbait,
and bam, everybody starts clicking the shit out of it.
Not like clickbait from TV.
What are you talking about?
You guys have never seen the fact that everybody last offseason or during the season was talking about clickbait for all the TV shows? Like that. What do you click to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know what to do with you right now, Juan. Like, I'm like, that was just like a very like after kind of mention.
Very
all right,
fun.
we have a rundown though. We have a rundown of things that we're gonna talk about. But before we get into any of that stuff, how you guys doing, man? It's been a while. Kai, Juan, anything relevant happening to either of you?
I went to Mexico and got a tan, obviously. So we can talk about my tan if you guys want for like 15 minutes, because I feel like it's like very noteworthy and we could talk about it.
Papito, you look light as hell with that light on you, bro.
Get
like,
out, bro. Get out, dog.
Yeah, like right here, Sprint.
These are crazy. Go back. Just go back. Look at the tape. Look at the tape.
I will look at the tape. I'm gonna pull it up and then I'm gonna put it side by side. All right, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Kai, how you doing, bro? You look tanner than Juan, actually.
Get the oh my god!
You know how white I am. I'm the most white passing person here, and you're gonna go out and say I look more tan than him. That's horrible. I've been chilling, ever since I got fired. It's been
cool.
Oof. Yeah.
I love that Waddle jersey, by the way. Don't turn it around, but I love the Waddle jersey.
It is a Waddle jersey. What are you talking about?
Yeah, bro. Why are you acting all weird? Also, you know what? I'm just gonna address it. Almost whose season? I think you got the name wrong.
Gaskin.
Gaskins.
It's Gaskins, homie. That's how you say it.
No. Tell me. Is it really with an S now?
For you?
No, bro.
No, for me.
You.
Okay, you see now
you calling him Miles Gaskins?
I for like the last 4 weeks I've been practicing Miles Gaskin.
Yeah.
Just for you guys, and then 5 minutes into it, you guys are already tripping me up. Like,
bro, like you saying Miles Gaskins is like Royal saying Bajelica, right? Like that's just how it goes.
He stopped. I feel like I had to remind him to say Bajelica sometimes.
I don't remember what it was, but something happens. But look, we have a whole rundown, and I'm gonna skip what we talked about. Your guy in that name. There's been a couple mentions with running backs and stuff, and people have started talking about Miles Gaskins again. And I'm gonna keep coming up with it. I'm gonna keep saying it makes me a little nervous. I think that the Dolphins did more. You're very high on Gaskin this season.
Wow. I'm more high on like the idea of how they're gonna use him this season. Cause like for me, like going back again and watching the season, like they didn't really feature him or start to like actually like look for him in terms of like touches until probably like week 3 or week 4. At that point, they went through trying Jordan Howard, they went through trying Matt Breida, players that are not here and players that you're not necessarily expecting them to do anything, and if they were here. Right now, we're looking at probably Jordan Howard being replaced by Malcolm Brown, and if Malcolm Brown gives me more than 4 touchdowns next season, by all means, I'll be happy. But I mean, other than that, I completely lost my train of thought. The 3 most handsome men in all the land. I appreciate you, Adam.
Yo, you see, that's how Juan's all about the money, right? He sees.
You guys don't do you guys listen. I learn from the best, and I see Royal stop his thought every single time when there's a dono to shout it out. So I'm just, I gotta get close to my Royal.
That's because he has ADD. Like, I love Royal, but that's because my guy got ADD. Like, I don't.
I'm not bro. I do too, bro. So we all there.
He's tripped up a couple times because he's read a couple comments that he probably shouldn't have. So we know how it goes.
Yeah, I have seen those a couple times too.
What are you talking about?
But Juan's mid thought, he sees $5. He's like, oh, everything's gone.
Thanks to Adam and Royal, Mr. Team Gaskin himself.
I mean, Kai, are you as big on Gaskin as Juan is?
I like him a lot. I think a lot of the stuff that happens with Miles Gaskin goes back to kind of a lot of the things that we've all been talking about. Or I guess, I want to pose a question within my answer because I'm one that I understand the projections, and while talking to some people, before I was fired, and going through conversations and talking about the projections and everything.
You would sell everything.
I always mention that, like, I understand the projections and people want to say, oh, he was projected to do this, this, and this, but we never really know. I like him a lot. And I think the fact that he was able to come into the season and shock all of us. I mean, I remember hopping on to that post-game show and everyone talking, and even throughout the season talking about how we all assumed that it was going to be Matt Breida. We all assumed that someone was going to be the starter, not named Myles Gaskin, that he was on that kind of bubble to be cut. Will he be there? Will he not be there? Boom, first play, he's the starter, and he was the starter the rest of the season as long as he was healthy. Savon Ahmed had some time there, but he had, his time, and he was able to break that 100-yard barrier for the first time since freaking Jay Ajayi and his pickle-eating self, and his bone-to-bone knees. I mentioned that as well. But I like Gaskin a lot, and I hop myself off of the train and the death of I need to absolutely 100% positively get a running back like you were on in the draft, and try to hop myself off of that as much as I possibly can in the Najee or bust. But I like Gaskin. The question I want to post that as well is that question of, like, how do you guys feel about projections? Just because I feel like we sometimes look at players and we say, okay, well, they were projected to do this or they're projected to do this, and we never really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you're more asking like
past season.
Yeah, because I think Myles Gaskin, I think he was like averaging like 97
or something.
No, he was averaging like 97.3 yards from scrimmage per game.
He's been saying this for like 4 months now, so he knows.
For 10 games. Yeah. I think it's something to note. Obviously, I mean, you also remember he dealt with COVID. He did tear his MCL. He did go through his own kind of ordeal to where potentially, hey, maybe he is injury prone, or maybe it just were one-offs. We don't really know. But to do that, and in spite of that, with 3 rookie offensive linemen, a rookie quarterback, kind of no, passing game, for him to still be active and still put up those numbers, I think for me is kind of a positive sign. And like you said, I think the other guys are actually going to step up a lot more than, the guys from last year actually did. So it's going to be probably more of a group effort, and whoever the hot hand is going to probably ride it down to end the game.
My thing with the Dolphins team right now and projections and numbers and any of that is, not only do you have players that have a bunch of injury histories themselves, right? Like let's be honest, this team is riddled with them. It's every single person. I'm not saying that they're going to get hurt again. I'm just saying each of them has a history of something that's kept them out for a decent amount of games, right? At least all of the offensive weapons, even the guys that we drafted, offensive and defensively, right? It's all there. But not only do you have that thing that you're kind of dealing and working with, this team, you never really saw it really put together. You had maybe 2 games, right? Tua had Preston Williams for 1.5 games, and that was the most
Arizona
complete, we're going to say that game was, where he had the Rams and then Arizona, right? So
kind of
Gaskin, here's my example with Gaskin, right? Because you're talking about how he had the 97 yards from scrimmage, right? Because I was catching and running. We can both admit, probably wasn't as high as it should have been for him.
It's like
right? He wasn't breaking enough tackles, right? A lot of it was receiving, and I think he's a good receiving back, but how much of those receptions were because there weren't really pass catchers? Or Tua was still learning the offense, so he wasn't taking those shots. I'm just saying, like, I don't agree completely with that mention of, he had 97 yards per game, put that over a 16-game season. Here we go. Game plan is going to change a ton, and they have so many more pass catchers now that, to me personally, I think Myles Gaskin has to drop way down on that list of top priorities in the passing game, because you got Waddle, Parker, Williams, Gesicki. Albert Wilson is supposed to be back and playing really well, right? You've got Fuller coming in. Like, you've got a lot of guys. I think Gaskin's opportunity is really going to go down.
I mean, if he can give us what he gave us, this is the thing too, I think, is like you would see those kind of little gimmicky plays that they would get him out with. You had tried a lot of those plays in the game against the Raiders, and then none of them succeeded but one, and that's the one that everyone wants to talk about, and that's the one that kind of maybe sparked a thing in the offense, and then of course the helmet throw and catch and everything like that from Fitzpatrick. But if he can bring that at least maybe once every few games, or just kind of get something out of there, maybe that's kind of what you need in the receiving end of it. But I do agree, like from a rushing point of view, I mean, you're not able to break 100, and then Savon Ahmed comes in and breaks 100 against the Bill Belichick coach defense.
Like, do we think that Myles would have been able to have that same game against the Patriots? Personally, I don't think so. I just haven't seen that from him.
I don't think so either.
I don't know, because I think you gotta. What made Sylvan actually have that was the fact that there really wasn't.
It was a
any
lot of
tape
game
on.
plan. No,
Yeah,
and it was a lot of game plan specifically for him. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it would be tough for me to kind of say no. Yeah, he would get that, because he wouldn't. But it would be more because he has a lot more games behind him, to where more or less how he runs, what he does,
Right.
what he does well. Sylvan was kind of like a wild card. I don't know if you guys remember, like 5-6 years ago, there was Jonas Gray, who had like a 4-touchdown game, and I think either he came to the Dolphins after that, or he was with the Dolphins before that.
I think he was with the Dolphins.
Yeah,
He
something
make
like
it.
that.
He went to the Patriots, had that nutty game, I think against the Colts.
Yeah,
I think it was against the
Colts.
Colts.
It was like a primetime game, like
then
either Sunday night,
practice.
Monday night.
Yeah, then he missed practice or was late to practice, and they were like, "Bye, get out of here. I don't care what you did."
Yeah, so
that dude ruined entire fantasy seasons.
Yeah, bro,
that was wild.
So I think you could have bursts like that with Sylvan, but I mean, I'm excited for him as well, just because I did see burst outside of that game. I saw it with the San Diego game, even the Arizona game where Miles went down. Like, you still saw a little bit of burst there. He had, I think, like 6 carries for 36 yards. So I mean, there's stuff there to work with. You kind of wish you could like Frankenstein all the running backs together and like make one guy, because they literally all could do everything like separately. But it, like I said, it's looking like it's going to be a RBBC, and then by that point, it's just whoever has the hot hand will probably just ride it down the end of the game.
Yeah, and the decision to go running back by committee is going to come down to.
Are we allowed to announce that yet? Like
Ethan Skolnick, I'm guessing.
I mean, I guess we've got that decision for running back by committee is going to come down to the coach. Brian Flores is that coach, and I don't care how many people he has on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to go to Brian Flores specifically. Now, interestingly enough, Brian Flores is on a hot seat, right? And I put these air quotes because that's what I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to be Jason Lockenfora or whatever sources he has, and I'm going to be on that side.
You don't ever want to do that. No, Michael.
No, I know you don't. But hold on.
Michael.
No, hold on.
I have too much respect for you as a human being to allow you to
listen,
say
as long
that
as
you were going to play and be Jason Lockenfora.
As long as you have even like one respect for me on a scale of 1,000, that's more than I am expecting. So I'm fine with it. But look,
you can't let him do this either. Come on.
No, let's be honest. Look, you've got Brian Flores coming into his 3rd season. I don't think there's almost any way that Brian Flores is fired at the end of the season, barring an absolute train wreck. I'm talking 4 wins or less, right? And if that's because of major injuries, okay, 4 wins or less, he's probably out the door, but that's not going to happen. But you can't say about Brian Flores, his offensive coordinator picks have not been good so far, right? Some of the player choices haven't worked out the way you'd want them to. If the Dolphins don't make the playoffs, a lot of people are going to think he's on the hot seat. I'm not saying I agree with any of that.
The other,
but that's what I'm saying is
the other thing that's been reported that came out like afterwards by a couple of people was that the Tua decision, as far as like switching him to starter, was coming from the top down, and that it not necessarily ruffled feathers, but like it got everybody on edge a little bit because of that. That this is what's being I've read. I'm not 100% sure on it. But as far as like them, they have like, I guess, some type of like tension, I guess you could say. And then there are the expectations now of the playoffs or bust, which, you have seen you've seen lesser scenarios where for less things like people have gotten fired. So it would be surprising. It would be shocking. I don't see it as possible though. Like for me, I think Brian Flores is as safe as any head coach in the NFL. It's just that time of year, where it's just clickbait and it's
I will say I think the arguments are there, right? So here's what I'll say.
But okay, so besides the offensive coordinator, what what arguments? Like an honest question.
So
picks. He took a team that seemingly, even though Adam Gase, they finished 7-9, he took a team that had deprived itself of all the talent that was, fixing to tank. No number one.
So you want me to? Do you want me to put my negative Nancy hat on? Like,
look, I know that there's things that you can definitely critique, and I think there's a lot of things that
Josh Rosen. We can start off with that. There's who's to blame for that one. We can talk about that. We can talk about Minka too.
But are you going to blame Minka? You could blame Flo, probably. I think for sure.
Talking about an all-pro
No.
where it was, but
Time
do you really wanna blame
out. Minka Fitzpatrick,
Josh
I blame
Rosen
no one
stuff
but
on
Minka
Flo?
Fitzpatrick and his mom.
No,
Like,
100%.
come on.
We're negative Nancy's right now. We're negative Nancy's. We're not being
Okay.
positive patties.
Oh,
Negative
okay.
Nancy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
wait, but then I'll try to play some of the positive stuff. You're gonna blame the Josh Rosen stuff on him? As
Well,
much as
okay.
I
It's
thought
either
No, but
him
hold
or
on.
Greer. It's either
No,
him
but
or
that's
Greer.
one. Yeah, it's got to go to somebody, right? And it's
either
really
him or
easy to
Greer.
say, oh, it's not
I don't
Flores.
think you put blame on that. No, legitimately, not even trying to play a role. I don't think you put blame on either of them. You took a chance on something that I think that all three of us here would accept.
Oh,
That
I would have.
you
I
probably
was
saw,
fine with the
you saw
Rosen move.
something, and yeah,
Here's my
you
thing.
saw something in college, and at the times that he was sort of protected in Arizona.
Here was my issue.
No,
with
my
Rosen, though.
issue-
He never played. Rosen never played.
I don't
Like,
really.
he got-
Was never
he
good
got
enough
some-
to play.
Oh, but
I don't
just
really care
throw him out
specifically
there.
about Rosen the player. My bringing that up is that in the sense of GM and coach pick the QB. Usually GM and coach pick a QB. That's your guy. You're gonna go
You
with.
gotta go right.
I understand there's it was excruciating circumstances. Kyler Murray getting traded. That's once in a generation. We haven't seen that ever.
You might have said they overpaid as well.
There wasn't anybody else.
Yeah, nobody was going to pay
There,
that
yeah.
price or a little bit less.
So there's some stuff there. The Minka, could you have massaged it better? He's coming from a national champion. I'm negative Nancy.
No,
here.
I know,
This is
but
not
that
my
one,
thoughts.
yeah, that one's tough. So.
You could even say, those first 7 games, like 0-7, like the massacres there.
No, not only that. Let's just go more recent. And this is the one place where I'm saying it too. As a coach, you hit your wagon to the quarterback.
Closer system.
As a coach and GM, you hit your wagon to a quarterback. Tua came in with all the hype in the world. I think we've all talked about it before. We believe he can be it. But I think we've also talked about it before where last year he didn't prove it necessarily, right? He still has to prove it. So I think all of us here can say if Tua has a bad season, we're going to be ready to move on from him. Right? If he doesn't look like he's ready for the moment, if he makes bad decisions, if it looks like last year, none of us here are going to feel confident or be ready to go into the next one with another season of Tua. So why are we allowed to think that about him and not to think anything about Flo, who I understand the defense is playing well, but that's on him a lot as well. So that's what I'm saying. Most likely they're thinking Flo's on the hot seat because everybody's got this hot seat so fixated on the quarterback position that what if it does go poorly?
So
are you really going to see another year of all of this same stuff?
To that, and being my positive patties back on is, sir, I just took a 5-win team and took them 10-6, and it wasn't because of a quarterback. It was all because the defense and the special teams. If we're talking about him doing that again next season, let's say we go 9-8, 10-7, 11-6.
If they go 9-8, it's a disappointment.
Correct, but in the sense where if it's 9-8, but the team is winning those 9 games in spite of Tua, I think at that point they're looking at Coach Flo and they're bringing him into the conversation of, okay, well, what do you want to do with Tua? What's going on? It's not more so like you're going to be on the hot seat. It's okay, well, now Tua got his weapons, Tua got his O-line, Tua got his chance for 2 years. He has hip his heel. There's no more excuses. Are we going to keep riding with him, Flo, or are we going to move on? And then it's still with him in the plans. That's my thinking of it.
This is true.
Yeah,
Kai, do your thoughts because you haven't really had a chance yet.
I think it would be if they go 9-8, then you don't have something barring just if you would go 9-8 with no major injuries to big time players and stuff like that, then that's embarrassing. If a team,
I don't know, dog.
Dude,
my bad. I'm gonna let you finish, but I think 9-8 is really, really easy. It's achievable.
That right now, this season, you think 9-8 is the expectation for this team?
No, I know expectations. I know expectations are 11-6, but for me, 9-8 it's tough for me to see 9-8 right now.
10-7 is your bottom.
Yeah, 10-7 to me is my like lowest allowable outcome, and even then it depends, right? Because you're talking about 9-8. If it's like they start off hot and then they pull a Dolphins thing, which we've all seen it before, where they go into the last 3 weeks and they're 9-5 and they're right there for a playoff spot, and then they crap themselves and lose all 3. Like that's a different 9-8 than another kind where it's like really close. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of tough,
No, for me, go ahead, Kai, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, and I know all of us hate Adam Gase, and I know a lot of people, him and the fly and everything and all other stuff, but in some form and fashion, you have to kind of give a little bit of credit where credit's due. I mean, that last year of Adam Gase, they went 7-9, and the reports came out that they didn't even want to fire him, but he wanted to win, apparently, according to some of the reports. And that's what happened, is that they wanted to go into a full rebuild, and he didn't want to be a part of it. I mean, if that becomes true, those reports of what really happened, and Brian Flores goes on to win a Super Bowl, then hell, greatest decision ever. That could have, but that could have also gone a different way. You could have had Adam Gase for another year. You could have gone into a different, era and things like that. But I mean, if he's able to take that team, and at one point, not even at one point, up until the end of the season, they were in the playoff hunt that season. That team can be in the playoff hunt. There's no reason why this team should not be bare minimum 10-7. Like, it would be embarrassing to go 9-8 and miss the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's like Detroit Lions level crap.
9-8 and missing the playoffs is super likely, though. Like 9-8 is going to be out of the playoffs.
But like that's
I feel like 9-8 is going to miss the playoffs. What, we were just 10-6 and we missed, right?
I think there might be new playoff rules. I think they're going to be including an extra team, or if I'm mistaken,
right? But that one extra team would have been what, 10-6 us last year.
Yeah.
So that's like look. This is what Aaron said is true. Like year 4 is going to be big for Flores if the Dolphins miss the playoffs this year. To me that rings true. I'm expecting playoffs at this point. And it's not necessarily because I think all these players are already at that level, because a lot of these guys, we haven't even seen them play together, like I said earlier. But you were just 10-6. You put together a dominant defense. You had an offense that did enough to win those games, right? And you just barely missed it. If you can't make the playoffs this year, then the next year, to me, he is actually on the hot seat. But to be on that hot seat right now, I
22.
think it's a year too early.
22.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, if you miss the playoffs this season, next season it's hot.
I think for me, because I agree with what you guys were saying. They added pieces to everywhere, and the pieces that we were missing, last season are basically the ones we got this offseason. But I mean, I could say that about a lot of teams. So that's thinking on it, to where it's everybody else is also improving. It's not just the Dolphins. So the Jets, I don't think they're going to be a 2-14 team. I don't see New England 6-10. I see improvement from those teams, and I see them being tough battles for us, just because they're division rivals regardless.
And that's what I'm saying. This season has a lot of it has bust possibilities. So
and like I told you guys when we went like down the schedule, I think the first start of the season, I mean, if I wouldn't be surprised at 2-5, 1-5, 1-4, right around that to start off.
That's gonna be a rough hole to get out of.
I'm telling you that gauntlet at the beginning of the season for me is gonna be really, really crucial and really, really tough.
Besides the Bills and the Colts, the Bills and the Buccaneers.
Well, I mean, that's just completely skipping over New England Patriots and the 3 interceptions at New England. Last time we were there, we weren't that hot.
And I will say this:
the offense wasn't hot with Ryan
but last season the Dolphins were a much more talented team, and that defense could not stop anybody running the football.
And then their quarterback also threw for 7 touchdowns.
No, sure, the offense deserves a lot of blame, but let's not act like we all knew that the Patriots had one trick on offense, and they couldn't stop it.
Okay,
they couldn't, and they couldn't stop a running quarterback all year.
But we could continue. So Raiders again traveling to Vegas. That's not easy. Indianapolis, I 100% think they're going to be a playoff team. The Super Bowl champs.
It depends. I gotta see Carson Wentz first.
Right there.
I gotta see what Carson shows up.
Outside of the Vegas Raiders, I don't see a win there sitting there for us.
Nah, hold on. I don't see an easy win, but I see wins I see games that should be wins.
You could easily come out of that 4-week stretch 2-2, like very, very easily.
Who are you
besides the Colts defense? You have no idea what they have. The Patriots
they don't have a running game. They don't have receivers. I guess I must. I don't know, bro. I guess I must have missed Jonathan Taylor going off in the playoffs.
But let's be real.
No, but hold on.
I'm going to give the Colts off in the playoffs, and they lost.
I'm gonna give the Colts the defense.
And what you
I'm gonna
think he's
give the
going to
Colts
do?
the
What you
defense.
think he's going to do to the
You're a lot
Dolphins?
higher on the Colts than I think you should be, though. I got to see Carson Wentz first because I
I'm-
understand a lot of us are thinking,
You
"Oh,
have
Carson
no
Wentz is
idea what you
reunited with
have
his
in-
guy," but Carson Wentz can be the same guy he was last year for Philadelphia. And if that's the Carson that shows up, that's a W.
And
You know
Carson
that
said,
one.
He said on an interview in script, like in quoting, and I remember this very clearly, that the Jalen Hurts trade had nothing to do with his mental state. He believed in the team wholeheartedly. That's crap. Like that's absolute crap. And on top of it, right now, the Colts, as has been widely reported, were known to be in that final stretch for Brady 2 years ago and decided to, for whatever godforsaken reason, that stupid front office, they're a great front office, absolutely fantastic front office. But the fact that they decided to go after Phillip Rivers is beyond me in that situation instead of going after and securing Brady. And that's not even the point. Besides what they have on defense, you literally, a running game. You don't know what their quarterback's going to bring to them. And as
So
we have seen,
you're telling me you look at a team with a running game and a defense, and you're telling me you don't know what you have in them?
Let me ask you a question. As a
The
Miami
quarterback is as
Dolphins
horrible
fan,
as Wentz.
as a Miami Dolphins fan,
Then
Juan
the
Cardona,
Dolphins don't have
as a
anything.
Miami Dolphins
They
fan,
have no
Juan
running game
Cardona,
and only a defense. We don't know what we have at quarterback. And you're talking 10
this is
and
exactly
7.
what I'm trying to tell you.
You're
Okay,
telling
so
me 11 and 6.
Listen to me.
Come on.
Listen to me.
Take the homer off. Let's be real.
Listen to what I'm saying. Let me speak. You're going to tell me that you have more faith in the Colts right now to be a fantastic team this season. Do I think Carson Wentz can get back and be into the playoffs? I think that's the expectation for the Colts. Do I like Carson Wentz? No, not at all. I think that's the expectations for the Colts team.
Playoffs.
But you have high hopes for them. A Patriots team who has right now, yes, they have it on paper. That's great. They spent 100, blah, blah, blah. Who fucking cares? You expect that team with you have no idea what they're going to be on offense this season. No idea. One quarterback can't hit anything in practice. The other one sucked all season, and yet you still have someone like, and I'm sorry to say it out here, like Jakari thinking he's going to come out there and be an all-star quarterback when he sucks and he can't even hit anything either. You expect that team? About Cam? Yeah, you expect that team to be good? You're calling that team a challenge?
The same description you gave.
No.
Right now was the same one for 2020.
My question. I completely understand that, but you're not answering my question.
Yes.
You expect the Patriots team that does not have, you saw, and I'm not even saying this as a homer, this is just such blatantly there as a fact. You saw more from a quarterback point of view last year from Tua than you did from Cam. Yes or no?
And from Carson.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I rest my case.
Okay, well, I'm gonna mediate here because we're gonna move on to something else. Y'all getting wild with this. I will say this: expecting a bunch of wins at the beginning of the season, I think, is a bit crazy.
I'm not expecting a bunch of wins.
No. I know. I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm talking about the streams.
Challenge right now.
Assuming 1-3 to me is just assuming the season's gonna be a failure. Because if you can't pull at least 2 games, out of those first 4, I don't see where you go the rest of the season.
No, you still got time. You can start 1-4.
You got time to turn around. But if you're telling me you're not good enough to get 2 games out of 3 winnable games, sorry, let's take that back. 4 winnable games, 3 games that should be at worst 1 touchdown difference if you lose. The Patriots should not beat the Dolphins by more than 1 score. The Raiders should not beat the Dolphins by more than 1 score. And in my opinion, the Colts, because we don't know what they have yet at quarterback, I understand they have Jonathan Taylor, I understand their defense is good, should not beat the Dolphins by more than 1 score. So I'm not going to look at those 4 games and say, oh, they're going to come out 1-3. I think that's really low. For them to come out of that 1-3 and then hit 9-8 or 10-7, you have to have a crazy turnaround and win some games that they definitely
because look, they could definitely start 1-4 going into Jacksonville. They get a W there in London. They come back to play the Falcons. That's another W right there.
Okay, but hold on a second. You're talking about Matt Ryan, Kyle Pitts. You're talking about an offense that can perform, right? That's what you've said before about Matt Ryan in that offense.
That's a no running game and no defense.
I see them. They have the same running game as we do.
Correct. And who's here expecting playoffs?
I'm sitting here expecting playoffs because of the defense. Okay. The Falcons defense is nowhere near the Dolphins.
And the Falcons' offense is nowhere near the Dolphins' offense.
Yeah, it's much higher.
Yeah. Like we're
The
talking
Falcons
about
don't
Calvin
even have
Ridley.
an offense right now. What do you like that you can look at blatantly and say that you're happy with?
Well,
Besides,
I mean,
know they
Matt
have
Ryan
Kyle
I'm
Pitts.
sorry.
put up
I'll take
numbers.
Matt Ryan
between
wasn't
Calvin
horrible by the
Ridley.
end of
I'll
it,
take
but,
Calvin
like,
Ridley over any receiver we have.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that like
Ooh,
that
I
offense.
don't
You don't
know.
know what that offense is either.
Any receiver.
Ooh, I don't know.
Any receiver.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, like I don't.
Any receiver, Mike. I don't know
On
what
the
the hell you're.
Dolphins?
I don't know what you're. You can smile and look cute all you want. I don't know what the hell.
No. First of all, thank you for saying I'm cute. I know I'm cute. Appreciate it. I feel like Jalen could be that guy, but because he's unproven. Would I
You're
have
telling me
Calvin
we're
Ridley or
saying
Devontae
right
Parker?
now.
Yes. Right now, yes, I'd rather have Calvin Ridley. Sure.
Okay.
But Jalen is the one that's keeping me afloat. Okay, so let's be nice. We're not gonna do a whole season preview, right? Let's save that for the season because right now we've got super negativo down here, and it's crazy to me right now.
Love roll.
But little surprise, we do have a new fantasy sponsor coming soon. You saw someone, Ethan, put it in the comments. That we're gonna be working with Thrive Fantasy. That should be a good time. More details to come on that later. And as a random little side note as well, did either of you guys watch The Tomorrow War? We're not sponsored by them. It's an Amazon Prime movie. That's way too big time for us.
Nah, I saw him talking that trash, bro. I ain't watching that. I ain't giving him no reviews.
So do you guys, do you know what happened?
He just went from the Dolphins suck to, nah, man, I'm not watching that, bro. They diss my team, man.
Facts, bro. Only I could talk bad about
We're
them.
going to start 1-4, but don't diss me, Chris Pratt.
Listen, man, the dude that had to go hike in the woods to see if he loved football again, he's going to destroy us. But you know what, Chris Pratt? No.
Screw that guy. Screw that guy.
In the movie, what happens is, I don't even think it's going to be good, honestly. I haven't watched it yet. I've seen the quotes and I've watched the scenes because it's the Dolphins and I have to. Basically, he goes to fight a war in the future and he asks someone, hey, did the Dolphins ever end up winning the Super Bowl? No response.
Oh
he comes back in time.
Is that what
and then
happened?
an older character is like, so how was the future? The Miami Dolphins still suck?
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
I feel like that's a cheap shot because I'm thinking to myself and I'm like, man, there's a lot more teams out there that are a lot worse than the Dolphins. Like I would have brought up the Browns.
Could have been in Tampa. You could be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They just won a Super Bowl. Low shot, bro.
We're talking about the Detroit Lions.
I mean, the Lions, Washington football team, right?
Do they have a name? They could have been like, do you have a name?
Yeah,
he should be like, we don't even know.
Are they still the Washington football team? Right? Again, the Browns, they're the laughingstock of the NFL. I don't care where they went in the playoffs. I'm always going to make fun of that team. I'm wild.
Yeah, bro.
Do not.
The Browns. Come on, bro. They're a good team, dog. They're a good team, bro.
Bro, the Browns are one of the worst run organizations.
Oh,
in
no,
the NFL,
yeah.
though.
No, for sure. Yeah, but we're talking about right now.
And that's what'll keep them as a laughing stock.
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
The helmet, the logo doesn't help out. It's just
they don't have a logo.
Helmet.
It's just an orange helmet.
It's just an orange helmet. Yeah.
Who do you think wins the Super Bowl first? The Browns or the Dolphins? Genuine question.
Oh,
I will agree the Browns are better than the Dolphins right now.
I like the Browns. I like the Browns.
You think the Browns
everywhere.
have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl?
I like the Browns pass rush. I like the Browns secondary.
You
I
like Miles. You like Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, I love that boy.
You like Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles
so
Garrett.
Let's not talk about pass rush. You like Myles Garrett.
Knows how to hit someone with.
That's like talking. That's like if we talked about the LA Rams pass rush. Now you're talking about Aaron Donald.
No, you could talk about Leonard too. 94. You could talk a little bit about him. But and their running backs, bro. I mean, I'm still on the boat where like I will trade a 3rd round pick for Kareem Hunt. Like their running backs are.
No, but what about your boy? What about Gaskin?
Myles Gaskins.
Thunder and Lightning. Hello. Malcolm Brown. See ya.
You know,
but I just thought that tomorrow work was funny.
An interesting question, actually. I know we weren't planning on covering it, and maybe it's a season preview, whatever. But anyways, I want to ask it anyways. How we see things happening, this season, and as we're arguing there about kind of the Dolphins' expectations and everything. If you had to kind of, we see turnover every year. Teams that aren't in the playoffs end up going in the playoffs. Teams who are in the playoffs end up turning. It just happens. So it's going to happen this year no matter what. Who would you, instantly, I think not saying the Pittsburgh Steelers is ridiculous because we all know that they're going to suck this year. But besides the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wait, but shout out Steelers staff.
Shout out Kylie Ray Wang. Sorry,
Yeah.
the team's gonna suck.
Yeah, sorry about Devin Bush. You're probably beating your head against the wall with the way he's tweeting shit. Like, oh my god, have you guys seen
Yeah.
it?
I don't know
Yes.
anything about what's happening with them.
It's
The only thing I know about the
it's
Steelers
been
is
interesting.
Najee Harris's thighs. That's the only thing I know about
Anyways,
the Steelers.
what team
He's gonna
do
learn
you
his rent.
expect-
His old line is trash too, boy. I'm telling you.
what teams do you expect to kind of turn over? Because I mean, a lot of people expected that with the Titans, right? As Michael's camera goes unfocused, a lot of people were expecting that out of the Titans after their year, the previous year when they had made it to the the AFC Championship game and all other stuff. And or not, I don't even remember. Anyways, they beat the Ravens after that season, right? Then the Ravens beat them this season, but everyone was kind of expecting them to turn over. They didn't turn over. You have now the Chiefs, Bills, Steelers, Titans, Ravens, Browns, Colts.
I would say
What are the
Steelers,
ones that you
Titans.
think?
Steelers,
You think
Titans.
Steelers, Titans?
Steelers
Yeah.
Titans drop out.
Yeah, I
I
feel
forget what
like
the statistic is. I think it's 2 or 3. I think that turnover every year.
That's what I went with too.
And now with
I
7
mean,
teams, it's got to be 3 or
I'll take
4,
the
I would
obvious
have to
answer.
think.
I'll take the obvious answer. It's the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, for sure. After they fixed their old line in
After
2.5
they fixed
months.
everything.
In two
After
and a
they
half
did
months.
something that Tom Brady, do you find that crazy? I don't know if you guys heard what Brady was saying on the shop about like his stuff, but do you guys find it crazy how he goes now and the team is like, okay, what do we need to do to build around you as old as you are, as much help as we can give you?
Hell
What can
no,
we
I
do
don't think
for
that's
you?
crazy. I think
No,
that's
but I'm
exactly
saying-
what he wanted in New England.
Right, but it's
And
like
he went
you
to-
didn't do that.
he went to Tampa and
keep your
flexed.
guy,
Yeah.
and then he went to Tampa and did that, and then the Chiefs were like,
Oh no, he's walking
Oh.
with a limp right now. Let me tell you, he's pimp walking right now through Tampa Bay. Like
for sure.
Tom Brady is the
No,
man.
he
His
don't-
collar's
No.
popped.
Tom Brady does
100%.
not live in Tampa Bay because nobody lives in Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay
Wherever the hell he
sucks.
lives, wherever
Bay
he
does
lives,
suck.
his collar's popped wherever he lives.
You
'Cause
go
that
from
boy-
that,
Yeah, no, it's
right?
insane.
And then the Chiefs see the kind of that same thing where they're like, okay, we have no offensive line. Dude's throwing the ball sideways
Yeah,
in the
but-
air.
Imagine Russell.
And they go
Russell's
out there and
sitting,
they just go do that.
Russell's sitting in
That's the dude.
Seattle getting rained
then
on
look at
every
Russ.
day, and he's like, "Bro, I just saw this man Mahomes in the Super Bowl running for his life, and he's just gonna fix the old line in less than 2.5 months." Like
But Russell's best friends with Pete Carroll. They're all good friends. Him and the GM Schneider.
Oh no, yeah, it was never.
They're all
no
good
beef.
friends, right? Right.
And
They're all
we weren't gonna
But
ask him
that's
for to
what-
get
it's-
traded. It was just a list in case you thought maybe, but no, it was just a list.
But that's like
I don't
crazy
think
thing
it
to
should
think
take
about with
right,
the
but I don't think it should have taken Tom Brady for teams to realize that. Like it, okay, and I will say this plainly: the Dolphins are already doing
It's
that
the
for
rookie
Tua.
quarterback model. That's the thing, though, because
So
once you saw that you could build around a rookie quarter, I mean, Jared Goff's the biggest one. and he was
yeah,
really great.
you that
Once
that
you see that you can do
does
that,
to it. And the thing too, you gotta remember the dynasty of this century, we'll say from 2000 on, are the Patriots. So everybody looks at them and they're like, oh well, the Patriots, and Tom Brady's always taking a pay cut. He's always doing it to keep his players and to add more and all this stuff. Well, he got tired of it after 20 years, and he decided to go to another team and say, hey, I want to get that bank, I want to get that money. And what happens? Hey, look, you got the money, you got a ring, and now he's like, okay, well, now what? Like, do I just continue to keep doing it? And by all means, I guess that's what he's planning to do.
what makes that situation even more crazy as well, considering the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is why I bring it up, is the owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also owned Manchester United, and Manchester United have been one of the least spending teams in the Premier League for years now, and they
Jay
just
Glazer?
dished out a crazy, the Glazer family, but they dished out a crazy amount of money for the Buccaneers, and they could not spend.
First team to
Any
ever
money for a
return
while.
all 22 starters from the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yep.
but because do you know how much money is in a Super Bowl win?
Yeah, but that doesn't
I'm
affect
just-
the cap, though. That doesn't.
No,
I
I'm
get what
not
you're
saying it affects
I
the
get- I
cap,
get
but
what
I'm
you're
saying from a marketability standpoint, the owner puts all that money in because
I think
not because he's paying
Well,
luxury
they're-
though.
They've also been paying.
There's
off
no
their
luxury
debt from
with
Manchester
the
United
NFL.
for
The
a while.
NFL is a hard cap. Like you can
No. Sorry. But NFL luxury, which is putting a bunch of crap into signing bonuses, putting a bunch of crap into okay,
Votable years.
we're gonna restructure your contract. I'm gonna pay you all cash right now so that it doesn't affect my cap. I know there's no luxury, but that's NFL luxury, right? Because that's straight out of the owner's pocket.
Yeah, in a sense, because you got to remember, like let's say when we signed Calvin Noy to that $51 million deal, Stephen Ross signed a check for $51 million and put it in an escrow, and out of that they paid him the 15 for the first year, and after that he gets back the rest of that money. So It's just all
Yeah, but
funny
no,
money,
but
bro. It's just all funny
It is,
money.
no, but there is,
Fugazi,
but it's
Fugazi.
also a matter
Yeah.
of
Shout out
what you
Lewis.
pay right now,
Yeah.
right? Because you do have to pay some money if you're paying it
Signing
immediate in the
bonus.
terms of a signing
Yeah,
bonus,
yeah,
which
yeah.
they restructure really often.
Yeah.
A team like the Saints is going to have to do that tenfold or cut their entire team. Like something's
Well,
going
they're
to happen there.
signing players. I don't know how the hell they're doing.
What's
shit over
crazy though is you talk about the money. I love Stephen Ross as an owner. Genuinely, I do. Like in my time as a South Florida sports fan, specifically with the Dolphins,
there. Yeah,
Stephen Ross is the best owner we could have hoped
He took his
for.
lumps early on, and he learned from his mistakes.
but
But
it's not
he's
just
for
that.
sure progressed to the point where,
But
like,
it's not just the mistakes thing, though. He's always willing to pay the money to make this team successful.
for sure.
Stadium.
Like
Yeah.
he
Jeffrey Lurie.
messed up with some of his with some of the people he appointed, but he's always trying to make this team win, and that's all he
Yep.
wants to do. He's not
100%.
just sitting back and thinking, if they don't win, whatever. This is a side gig for me.
Yeah.
So I love that about Ross. It's a matter of making the right decisions and then breaking out right. And the Bucks, I'm sure, would have been willing to spend money years ago. They just nobody ever wanted to take their money because it's the Bucks.
After
And you get
Gordon
Tom
left.
Brady,
Yeah.
and then it's bam.
Back to the question, but though about the and I know we want to touch on the Xavier Howard stuff, but so just a quick thing on that is, so if you guys unanimously are saying the Titans and the Steelers.
Yeah, I
No,
said
you're
Titans, Steelers.
So you're saying Ravens, Browns, Colts, Bills, Chiefs stay kind of in that area of contention.
I could see the Chiefs drop into like fourth or third. Bills, I think, will lead the AFC.
Ahead of Chiefs?
Yeah. I think the Chiefs take a step
It's
back.
close. I mean, it's close.
I am very high on the Browns and the Colts. I would see them 2-3 maybe. And then the Ravens would probably be fifth, and then the last two teams would be 6 and 7. I gotta look. I'm not 100%.
Oh
sure
man,
Here's the
NFC is
question.
easy though. NFC is
Here's
like
the
all of
question
them.
Then with the AFC, right, is that right now when you look at the AFC North, the Steelers obviously are the biggest candidates because Ben can't throw football anymore.
I could see
And
the
then chose
Chargers
to
going
return.
into the-
So this is what I'm saying, right? So
I
the
don't even
AFC
know what
North,
this guy's saying.
Ravens and Browns are the ones that you're expecting to stay in. We still expect the Bengals to be very meh, and you expect the Steelers to kind of not be that great this season. The AFC South, it's going to come down to Titans, Colts again. So one of those teams is going to make it. Possibly both can make it. Texans don't have a quarterback. The Jaguars, look, they got Trevor, but they're not going to be good this season. It's just it is what it is. And then
I lied. It would be
Bills,
the
Dolphins,
Titans
Pats
staying.
in the East.
It would be the Titans staying in the playoffs, and then
Mhm.
I would see the Chargers getting in the playoffs as well.
This is then you get the West where the Raiders, and I was high on the Raiders last year, and I thought at the beginning of the season because I remember saying that the Raiders were playing good ball, and then John Gruden is John Gruden, the Raiders are the Raiders, and things just fell off. But now you have that emerging presence in Justin Herbert. The Raiders, if they can
The
get
West-
something to
the
click,
West
I
is
mean,
just
they went
always-
8-8.
I feel
That's
like the West
ridiculous
is
to
just
think about.
always going to cannibalize itself, though. Like there's something about the AFC West more than every other division that they take games from each other left and right, even from
NFC
the Chiefs.
East too. NFC East.
No,
too.
yeah, NFC East too, but that's because, like, the NFC East is because they all suck.
But it's been like that for a long time.
Like the AFC
With the
West
NFC
is
East,
like
it's been like that for a long time.
with the AFC West, it's like all these teams are competent and could compete. They're just like a couple bad breaks away in like 6 or 7 games. Primarily the Chargers. I feel like every season the Chargers have bad break
Horrible
after
coaching.
bad break.
It's been bad coaching for a while.
No, but it's a
And
bunch of different
listen,
things like bad bounces.
and the boogeyman
missed field goals.
is being talked about right now for the Denver Broncos. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Denver Broncos, good luck to that team because that's
but
they got a
even
running
if
game.
Aaron
they
Rodgers
got
doesn't go there,
receivers, they
even if
got
Rodgers
defense.
doesn't go to the Broncos are still going to win a couple games from the AFC West because that's just
Yeah.
what they do.
Yep.
Right? It's like us against the Patriots, right? It's always going to be 1-1.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. So then, Juan, so you're saying now you think Steelers and who that drop out?
I would say just the Steelers for the Chargers.
You don't think there's gonna be 2 turnover?
No, I would just say the turnover is going to be on the order.
I'd put Colts.
Life.
Oh shoot!
Hey, what's up, Cap?
Drop some truth, bro. Drop some truth.
I put Colts and Titans.
Cap.
No, sorry,
you,
Colts
sir.
and Steelers. Cap is my favorite, man.
Appreciate That.
My dog.
Cap in
Oh,
Hollywood,
wow, Cap.
Rob in Hollywood. Well, we haven't been on, so
Yeah, I know.
it's kind of our fault.
I used to, before I got fired, I saw him a lot too. So it's just
I love the way you keep saying it. Yeah, no, I was saying Steelers, Colts for me are the two that drop out.
Thank you,
No,
Cap,
and you know
for
what? Sorry. Yeah, Colts, Steelers. And then the Ravens Browns fight it out for the North. I just don't think the Steelers are going to keep it together. Who'd you say, Kai?
I think there could be potentially 3 and or 4. Not gonna lie. I think the most likely out of the 3 that
there can be 7
I mean, there could be 8
technically.
No, not 8, but 7.
Realistically,
Realistically,
homie.
Yeah, they
no,
can.
you can't.
No, you can't, homie.
I don't
Only
care about
7 teams
math.
make the playoffs.
I don't care about match.
All right. Realistically, out of those 7, the 3 that I think will for sure stick this
Ooh,
season,
tres.
barring any injury, like that will stick for sure, are going to be the Chiefs, Bills, and Browns. After that, I think it's fair game.
Oh, I'd put the Browns as the least as less than the Ravens.
So.
As less than the Ravens.
No way.
Oh, 100%.
Hell to the
Lamar
fuck
Jackson
no,
can be up and
Michael.
down. Listen,
Lamar
Harbaugh
can't
is
throw.
one of the
I'm
best.
one of the biggest Lamar
Harbaugh
Jackson
is
fans.
one of the
I
best
love
coaches
Lamar Jackson. I
ever.
love Harbaugh. I love that whole defense. Marlon Humphrey, all them boys. I know. Trust me. Browns are building a serious contender.
Baker,
Michael. I'm telling you
Baker
right
is
now.
a Frankenstein. He is up and down. They are a
Lamar
ticking
can't
time bomb.
throw.
Time out.
Chill. Lamar.
But
can
Lamar
throw.
doesn't need
Lamar
to throw.
cannot throw.
Lamar doesn't need to throw. I'm
I
not
saw
saying
him throw
Lamar's a
for
great quarterback,
59 on us.
but I have more faith in the Ravens defense than the
Wow.
Browns defense. Can we agree with that?
What'd you say?
You hear what this mother? You hear what
I,
he
don't,
said?
no, I ignore
After
him,
he
bro.
put
That's
you
how I.
down. Wow, like that
That's
game.
why.
Really,
That's why I ignore this guy. Look, who do
scary.
you have more faith in, the Ravens defense or the Browns defense? Stop it. That doesn't take a second.
It does.
No, it does not.
Who's their
No,
middle
it does
linebacker?
not.
Name me the Ravens middle linebacker.
They don't need a damn middle linebacker, bro.
Exactly.
What do you wait?
Name me a defensive lineman on the Browns other than Myles Garrett.
65 Alonji, I think something like that.
I don't think you said that right.
No, I for sure didn't. His name is like Larry Aljalad or something like that.
His first name is Larry. I don't
Yeah.
know the rest
Well,
of
look,
it.
65, yeah.
I just think the Brown. You guys remember that old Eagles team that they called the Dream Team because they got a Samoa. Time out. Time out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? When they got a Samoa onto the
Yeah.
onto the Eagles, and they were like, "We're a
yeah.
dream team now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Vince Young.
crazy."
Yeah.
And then it blew up in their face.
Yeah.
Right. If that team keeps Odell, which is I think one of the only ways that they stay really strong, he's gonna.
Mike,
No,
no,
stop it. Stop it.
I have to push
Stop.
back. He was the
Mike.
reason they took the next step. Him getting injured was the reason
Okay.
they went.
Listen,
and
listen.
exploded because
Listen.
there was no pressure of saying we need to
Listen.
beat Odell. It was
Listen.
Mike.
Chubb's gonna get
Listen.
25 carries.
Listen.
Kareem's gonna get 15.
Listen.
Odell's.
Listen.
Freaking Jarvis is gonna get 10 looks.
You
That
don't
was the
believe
offense.
this, Mike.
I'll
you
see
don't
y'all.
believe this.
I'll see y'all in week 10. I'll see y'all in week 10.
I'm gonna
We'll
see a
do
lot
it.
of
We'll
y'all
see
week
where the
10.
Browns are at. Listen, shut up, bro. You think Mac Jones is gonna be a Pro Bowler
I
by
think
week
Carson
10?
Wentz was gonna be comeback player of the year.
Listen, you're just like, who's the white quarterback everybody hates right now? That's my favorite. Mac Jones, Carson Wentz. Who else you got, bro?
Mike had
Damn.
nothing, so he went right for the Mac
Damn.
Jones. That's Mike.
Nah, bro, I like Kyler Murray.
Right at Mac Jones.
I like Kyler.
I like Kyler Murray. He's
So
cool.
funny.
I heard him talking smack the other day.
I feel like I'm such a contrarian for all this popular NFL stuff because I don't like Kyler at all.
How do you not like Kyler Murray? He got rid of Josh Rosen.
Bro, shut up, man. 1 second you think the Dolphins are going 1-5, and the next you think they're going to the playoffs. So shut up, bro. What are you to say?
I think they could start off 1-4 and rip it, just like the 16 Dolphins did. I could see that.
I have a question. In that 1-4,
I have a
those first
question.
5 games, who's the win that you go with then?
Raiders.
Nah, but if the Dolphins
do
go
a little
1-4,
experiment.
no. If the Dolphins go 1-4 in the first 5 games, the one win is the Buccaneers. Watch.
I'm gonna just do an experiment. So you're saying they beat the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
And they beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
They lose to the Bills at home.
I could see them beating that one.
Okay. So they beat the Texans, obviously.
Yeah. Lose
Okay.
to the Ravens.
Lose to the Ravens. Okay. Beat the
Oh,
Jets.
but I
Yeah.
thought the Ravens weren't good because Lamar can't
No,
throw.
we're gonna do a thought experiment here. Okay. Lose to the Jets or beat the Jets?
Wait, hold on. After Ravens, we said Ravens lost, right? Beat the
Yeah.
Jets, lose to Carolina, lose to the Giants, beat the Jets, beat the Saints.
bro, you're at like 9 losses.
Yeah. And then they could beat the Titans.
What?
And then
So you think they're gonna lose to Jameis Winston, and then they're gonna go and beat the
no,
Titans?
wait, I didn't say they lose to the
You didn't
Saints. I
say
said they beat
lose.
the Saints.
Oh, I thought,
Right?
You're telling me.
Right?
Hold on. Wait, just give me a second. Week 18, are they beating the Patriots or no?
What's the record right now? Like 8-8?
They're 9-7 right now.
Yeah, he's gonna say loses to make them 9-8.
That's to me, that's the deciding game. I really don't know. It's at Hard Rock. I could see them winning.
You think they're gonna go 0-2 to the Patriots?
Nah, you can
For
put
fun,
it
let's
down
say
for
they
a win.
win.
Yeah, you can put it for a
Okay.
win. You can put it for a win.
I have to ask Juan. You're telling me that this team is gonna beat the Bills, which they didn't do last season, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna beat the Patriots at the end of the year. They're gonna
Yeah.
beat the Saints.
Yeah.
Even with 30 for 30, they're gonna beat the Derrick Henry led Tennessee Titans, right?
Yeah.
But they're gonna lose to Ghost Man and guy who slips before rushing touchdown. This
You're
is what
talking
you're
about-
telling me.
You're
The
talking
Falcons
about
and the Panthers.
No. The Panthers and the Giants.
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 Those two
Yeah.
teams.
You know what's funny about the you know how people
Juan.
troll,
Juan.
I love how they troll him for tripping after a 70-yard run because he couldn't score. Okay.
Okay, no.
I'm not gonna give him credit for a 70-yard run for a white quarterback. But sure, he
You're
almost
saying
tripped.
This team with no quarterback right now
Listen,
is
guys,
gonna beat the Dolphins.
this is what I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna get to the stadium. We're gonna talk about how it's a home win, how it's gonna be full of Dolphin Dolphin fans, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna see a bunch of blue in the stands, and it's gonna be a New York freaking home game, and then you're gonna see them struggle with freaking Daniel Jones running it up and down the field. Could I see that? Yeah, absolutely. And I also, like I said, I've been very adamant. I think Joe Brady will 100% get a raise, and he will 100% get a promotion. So that entails making Sam Darnold look halfway decent.
You're saying
Stupid.
Sam Darnold. Are you giving this, like, I gotta ask, as a fellow white-skinned man, are you giving the white privilege to Sam Darnold of this?
No, I'm giving it to Joe Brady. I just told you Joe Brady.
Yo, guys, wait. If these are the conversations we're having, we should have had Royal on today. Hold on.
Sam Darnold can't throw a football.
Split with Buffalo.
Listen, you know what? I'm tired of y'all. Kai, no more questions from you. Your questions take too damn long, and then we get all lost. Nah, enough. We're done. This guy is wild. Let him be wild. All right, this is it. This is the last question, right? We're not gonna talk about Xavier because there's not really anything new to talk about with him. But
Pay my guy, bro.
Pay my guy after he goes.
Pay my guy,
9-8, homie.
And if he really wants to lose some money, he'll show up. He won't get that up, bro.
Okay, and if
Oh, put that cheap stuff away, bro. I got the white Hennessy, dog. I got you. We'll drink some real stuff.
bro, you guys are tripping hard. All right, no, for real. NFL.com released an article. Most likely new Pro Bowl player from each AFC team. That player that was picked for the Dolphins was Mike Gesicki, which is a very interesting choice, in my opinion. Right? But Mike Gesicki was a choice. I think it was Mark Sessler that wrote it. I think that's
the name. I know that guy for sure.
Mark Sessler. I don't think you do, homie. All right. Each of us are going to pick one player from the Dolphins that we think has the best chance to make the Pro Bowl that has not made it before. And I think right now, bro, show your mouth. I think right now the only guy that's made the Pro Bowl for the Dolphins
can't do it.
The only guy that's made the Pro Bowl is what? It's Xavier. Did Byron make one when he was with the Cowboys?
He might have made one. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
But we'll take out Xavier and Byron. Nobody on offense has made it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Devontae?
No, God no.
No, hold on. No, last season. Not last season. 2 seasons ago. He wasn't an alternate. I thought he was. Okay, who you got? Kai. Ask Tito.
Dog, I can't believe this.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm gonna go to Juan because Kai is shit.
Yeah, go to Juan.
We're going to Juan.
So who do I think? Take out Gesicki too, or
no? If you think it's Gesicki too, go with Gesicki.
No, I'll just say a different.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think Devontae made it. Y'all are capping.
I think his numbers prove that he could have made it 100%, but I don't think he actually went to the Pro Bowl that year. I'm actually gonna go with Jalen Phillips. I think Jalen Phillips could easily go ahead and get double digits.
Oh shoot, he
as a
did.
rookie. He did.
You think Jalen? He didn't. Nah,
I told you.
DVP
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. I think Jalen Phillips could get double digit sacks easily. I mean, I saw Calvin Noy walk into 6. So, hell, am I wrong for expecting 15? I don't know. It's just for me, if the kid is healthy, he could be a star, bro. A freaking
so he's gonna get 15 sacks on a 9-8 team.
It could. Well, I mean, what does that have to do one thing with the other? And by the way, I said 10-7. By the way, so
you said 1-4. The moment the Dolphins win their second game, I'm gonna go back and clip today's show and clip you saying 1-4.
Please do, and I'm gonna love when you have the moment they win their second game in mid-November or mid-October, and then it's like. It's like
1-4 mid-November.
Like, sorry. It's like I guess one was right. Sorry.
What are you, Michael Jordan's bodyguard? All right, Kai, who you got?
Sorry, that was funny.
Ooh, wait, hold on. This is a good one. AVG is a good one.
On the offensive side?
That's another good one.
No, just Pro Bowl. Just Pro Bowl.
I was gonna say
that's another
that's why
one.
I'm asking if it's on the offensive
Then go with it. That's fine. Explain it.
Nah, because AVG's already been said now, so I can't do that. Low key, I don't think
Low key's a really good show, by the way.
It is a fantastic show. I don't think that Gesicki is gonna be like a Pro Bowler this year. I still think he's gonna be great. I don't think he's gonna be a Pro Bowler. You know what? I'm gonna go. Will Fuller hasn't made the Pro Bowl, has he?
I don't think he has. I'm not sure.
Should have last season. Like as far as projections, like where he was going to start, but no, I don't think he has.
I'm gonna go with Will Fuller. That's what I'm gonna go with.
That's a good pick, man.
If healthy, if he gets injured, then screw me. But I'm going with him. Dog, no, bro.
Okay, wait, time. As a returner, though, actually.
That's what I really had. That's what really I was like.
His agent said it, bro.
Yeah,
his agent said all pro returner, bro.
It's true. Okay, let me think. If we gotta go with a player, I want to go defensive side of the ball, and I'm gonna go with. You know what? Let's go on a limb. I'm gonna say. the new guy we got, the anime fan, the rookie.
I thought you were talking about Mac Hollins. I'm like, who the hell?
No. Javon Holland. I'm gonna go with Javon Holland.
What anime fan is he?
My God.
What?
Nah, Javon's into anime, bro.
I didn't even know.
For real, bro. You liked my tweet, bro. I retweeted him saying it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, Hollywood Vaughn on Twitter.
Used to be him as a freaking anime character.
Yeah,
I think he can come in. I think he can play a role similar to what the Dolphins were hoping Minkah would do. Right, just kind of set it up and do it.
That kid.
I think the kid has a lot of athleticism, has a good knack for the ball.
Could be
all it takes is a few interceptions, maybe a couple sacks, because he is the kind of guy that they're going to put everywhere. They could probably use him to blitz and stuff.
Listen, Maurice Jones-Drew came out and said he's the most versatile player in the NFL. He said that word for word, he said if Javon had came back and played last season, they were going to put him on offense. So take that for what you want.
Exactly. So Javon Holland is my pick. I think that would be dope too. As a rookie to make the Pro Bowl, that'd be
if it makes the Pro Bowl, then what? Do we go? We go to the playoffs, Juan, or do we still lose to the Panthers and Giants?
I think 10-7 might be playoffs regardless. So yeah.
10-7, Juan. That's gonna be your new name.
Oh, we could do what was Kai's prediction? 13-4 or undefeated or
Kai?
Yeah. No.
I did not say 13-4.
Raging Dolphins Maniacs at 13-4.
Yeah, I said 10-7's the bottom.
I had 11-6 on.
Yeah, I'm 11-6.
Ouch.
All right, we are just hit an hour. We've hit an hour. Yeah, but neither of us started 1-4 like this guy.
One extra game is what cost us missing the playoffs.
That's a good point.
Hey, you're right. I mean, if they didn't get beat down by Matt Barkley in the second half as he gets subbed in for a freaking, let's be real here, okay?
You really want us to go out with a sour note. All right, that'll be it for tonight's show. Enough. Thank you. All right. we're gonna be back every week from now till the end of the season.
End
I'm
of
pretty
fucking
sure.
time. I mean, yeah.
Okay, bro, you're wild right now. We're gonna be back now every Wednesday from now until the end of the season. Wednesdays we're at 8:30. Hopefully, when the season starts up, we'll be able to do 2 shows a week. They might not be an hour each, but you'll have one right after the game, kind of like a recap, breakdown of whatever happened, what worked, what didn't. And then you'll have a second episode kind of previewing the next matchup. We also have some other content we're trying to work on to put out. That should be a lot of fun. We have, like I said, a new fantasy sponsor that will be coming to the Dolphin side of things here
Shout
at
out
5
to
Reasons.
Thrive.
They do esports too. I've
Exactly.
recently found
That's
that,
what I'm saying.
which-
So you've got all of that to look forward to. And here on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel, you're going to have a bunch of stuff coming up with finals content. The Heat stuff is about to start warming up too. You've got Summer League not too far. The draft is coming up, although the Heat never have draft picks. Keep it here locked in on 5 Reasons Sports. You can follow Kai at Samurai Radio. You can follow Juan. Don't do it. And you can follow me at Michael5RSN. Thank you guys so much for watching.
England sucks.
Have a good night.
Yeah.